Hello everyone and welcome back to Lotus Premier Education. My name is Amanda and I want to be your college tutor. Today we're going to be answering a question that I hear all the time in the college admissions process. And that question is, Amanda, do I really need 4 years of a language? Yes, you do. Or you need very, very close. So let's talk about it. When you are applying to college, the very first thing that they see and evaluate is your high school transcript. Your high school transcript needs to show a few things. Number one, academic rigor. Are you taking the classes that are going to be the most challenging to you? Number two, increase in academic rigor. So as you get more comfortable in high school and as you go deeper into your studies, are you challenging yourself a little bit more each year or are you coasting? Colleges really want to see that you are continuing to challenge yourself. And the next thing that they want to see is continuity. And so that means that in your language studies, in your math, in your science, in your English, there is some type of progression over time. Now, a lot of students have a hard time with a certain concept or a certain subject. So there are some students who just really don't like taking language classes. And those are the ones that will often ask me, do I really need to stick with this for the 4th year? So the answer to this is not quite as straightforward or as simple as yes. The answer is, ideally, colleges would like to see 4 full years of a language, and they would like to see you succeed in all 4 of those years. If your ability to succeed in a language is really impacting the quality of your transcript, only at that point can you consider changing out of that language your 4th year, but you should really have at least 3 continuous years. The other rule is if you switch out of a language for your senior year, you need to replace it with something equally academically rigorous, something equally challenging, and something that fits your narrative. So for example, if you say that you would like to study math or that you would like to study computer science, and you switch your language to a math class, an accelerated math class like AP Statistics, in addition to AP Calculus, or you switch to your language to something like computer science, or a more elevated computer science than the one you've already taken, then yes, it makes sense why you switched out of the language, and colleges will usually accept this as a valid reason why. But there's one other caveat. If you do something like this, you need to make sure that you write about it in your college application. There is a space for students to talk about these things, so you should use it on the common application. After you see the little section that says personal statement, there is another section that says additional information. That is a 650-word blank space where you can talk about any inconsistencies or changes in your academic transcript. And this can often be something positive, like I decided to switch out of a language my senior year in college because I'm really passionate about computer science, and this was my only chance to take an elevated computer science course. So going back to our question at the beginning of this video, do I need to take 4 years of a language? Historically and traditionally, yes, unless you have a really good reason to switch out and you have a really valid story as to why you are switching out and why that is going to better your academic narrative. Along the same lines, you want to remember that colleges are looking for 4 full years of all academic core classes. So that means your language, but it also means math, science, history, and English. If you want to switch out of any of those courses for any reason at all your senior year, you need to revert back to your narrative. You need to make sure you're switching into another equally rigorous, if not more so, academic core class. So you cannot drop a math or a history for some type of art class. And you also have to make sure that these courses are really going to be pursuing your narrative. So again, even if your narrative is something along the lines of art, that is not considered an academic core class. It's considered an elective. So you need to bring it into an addition of your 5 core classes rather than substituting something out. Your science and your math curriculums are equally as important. So English and history, those change high school to high school. and you need to follow whichever program your school offers with the most academically rigorous program available to you. But math and science, you need to really make sure that you're paying attention to the classes that you are selecting. Most schools want to see a biology, a chemistry, and a physics on your transcript. So if your counselor is suggesting that you take other classes apart from those 3 main core science classes, you need to really look into what you want to study in college and start looking ahead at the colleges you may want to apply to, because there are several that will not consider candidates who have not taken all 3 of those courses, especially if you say you want to major in something related to science. And as far as math, you do want to make sure you're challenging yourself, but also that you're choosing a class you can succeed in. Most schools would love to see AP Calculus or calculus of some form on your transcript. But remember, in the traditional American high school system, in order to get to calculus by senior year, that means you need to be starting at least in geometry or higher your freshman year. And most schools automatically put freshmen into algebra. That's 1 level below geometry, which means you won't get to calculus while you're still in high school. So you really want to be considering all of these components as you are selecting your courses. One of the things that we do here at Lotus Premier Education when we work with our students is we help students really evaluate the courses they're selecting and understand what those courses are going to mean for them years down the line. So you may think when you're picking your sophomore year classes that they're not as important as your junior or senior year classes, but they are. And you need to make sure that you're thinking ahead to see how they're going to impact your college decisions. So we talked about a lot in this video. Let's recap. Number 1, yes, you need 4 years of a language. And not only that, you need 4 years of academic core subjects in all of your subject areas: math, history, science, English, and language. If you're going to switch out of any of those, it needs to be for a class of equal academic rigor. And when you're choosing your courses, you want to make sure that you hit some of the big, most important topics that colleges want to see, like biochem physics, and if you can, calculus. So we hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. Every school is different, so students tend to have a lot of questions about their transcripts and their course selections, and we love to help with that. Please subscribe to our channel. It's so helpful for us as we try to get more admissions information out to you guys, and we hope to see you back here soon on Lotus Premier Education. Bye, guys.